this time, we have inside receivers coach Logan Bradley. Questions for Coach Bradley, Greg?
So, Logan, I'll start things out. So, Rich has said several times that he really likes the slot receiver room as much as any slot receivers he's had as a group. So, your evaluation of what you're dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, this group, all three of them are very talented. The top three are very talented right now. I've been impressed with all those guys since the moment I got here in the spring. All three of them, I believe, has the ability when they get the ball in their hands to make a play. I mean, they're as good as gold. I mean, you can't ask for a better group. They push each other. They can, like I said, make a play at any point in the game that could change it. And I challenge those guys that, they put that on tape. Now, that's the standard, and we ain't going to fall back for it. You can't do it one day and then the next day, oh, no, you showed me and Coach Rod and this whole team what you're capable of, and now the standard is to live by that every day.
Of the three, what do they do different things well individually? What do they do? Like, start with Rod. What are his best assets?
Rod, I like to tell him all the time, consistent Rod. From the moment he gets in his building, he's going to be the same day every day. You know what you're getting out of him. He's going to put his head down and work. The whole team rallies behind him, love him. He's a leader in his own way. He's great. He's going to come on that field, and like I said, every day you know what you're going to get from him. He takes coaching. Like, one day if he messes up on the play, he wants to come to you immediately after and he wants you to correct him. The next day, I'll be surprised if he messes it up again. He's great at being coached. He does a good job at putting his foot in the ground, coming back up and catching the ball, and going up in the contested catches, which you love to see. Man, his route running is special. When he's on. He can any moment make a route just look special. And I would like to say that's coaching, but man, that's just I tell him all the time it's something in that Florida water. Bowie, he's a kid that he's obviously played for Coach Rod, so he knows the system, and you can coach him hard because he knows how it is to play for Coach Rod, right? But also him getting the ball in his hands, he does a good job of getting upfield immediately, putting that foot in the ground, getting upfield, no dancing, and at any point he can turn a bubble into like a 12-yard route, getting you a first down. He can turn a slant and just get upfield for a 20-yard gain, So that's what you love from him, his ability to catch the ball and immediately get upfield and get you that. And then, man, the route running and Rodney, his consistency and the ability to come back the next day and just capitalize.
Rich has talked a lot about finding, multiple guys he can win with. When you look at, your room or, how you handle it, do you have a plan in terms of snap distribution, or is it just kind of feel, or how does that work?
I tell them all the time, man. All you guys are gonna have to play because Coach Rod has told us plenty of times. He tells us this every day. Like he tells the team this every day. He wants to play as many players as he can, and he means it. And I tell the guys, like, you just gotta stay ready because we're gonna be tempo. I mean, I've never seen an offense like this fast. We're gonna be tempo. So at any point, we all gotta stay alert every down, distance situation, because Rodney might be in at a point. I can't sub him if we're going so fast. So he might get 8 plays in a row, but the moment coach give me the green light to sub, hey, we got to go. So it's not – I can't necessarily say, hey, you're going to get this, this, and that. It's just a feel for the game, but they all know the situation and awareness of it. Because Bowie, who's been with coach, he does a good job too. He's like, yeah, coach, you're right. Like, we just got to be alert and ready to go because, coach, we might be in there for 10 plays and be begging for a sub. So he gets it and they get it too. They all been great about it.
Going back to Rodney, he's one of the guys that had been here with the old regime, but there's a lot of conversation, and he even kind of has said this, that he feels he really fits well into Rich Rod's offense. For you, why does Rodney fit so well into this offense that could maybe unlock him more than he was in the previous offense?
He has a natural feel for the game. He can adjust at any point. He can come off the ball, read a coverage instantly, and understand what they was doing and come back and tell us. He can ask me, hey, coach, right then, I saw this safety do this nickel do this. What do you want me to do? And I think in this offense, you have to have that. You have to have the ability to think quick and be able to move quick, and he does that. And Coach Rod, he wants someone who has that hard edge to him and want to be coached hard, and that's Rod. I think you can push him, and he can come back and don't worry about the next play. Because we live by in this building, the next play is the most important play, and he has that mindset, and he understands that. So in this offense, it fits him well.
I don't know if he's one of the guys in your three, but Singleton, what do you see from him?
So he hasn't been with me quite like consistently like that, but he's gonna do some good things too. You know. Oh, sorry. You said Singleton. I'm thinking of Justin Smith Brown. Sorry, Singleton. I call him Man Man. So you threw me. I'm like Singleton. I'm like, oh, Justin Smith. But no, Man Man. Man Man's been with me every day. Man Man is awesome. How I see him fitting anywhere we can, at all points, and like I said, his route running is special. He can do anything.
Any carryover from where he was to what you're doing now?
From where Man
Where
Man
he was before,
came
yeah.
from. Yeah, it's funny. So when he came from at Eastern Michigan, his receivers coach there, that was the first coach I've worked with when I was student assistant in college. So when I got the job here, he was one of the first guys to call me instantly and congratulate me. And he was like, hey, dog, you got Man Man over there. This is before I met him. And I'm like, all right. And then he was like, I'm telling you, he's a chill guy, but he's very smarter than what you think. And I got to know Man Man over the time, you know, one-on-one time with him, and he is very smart. He can get on that board and draw up every position. I mean, not just the slot and the outsides. He's going to draw up the running back, what he's doing. And if it's this cover, he can tell you what the quarterback's supposed to do. So that's what makes him special, too. Like, he's a very chill, laid-back guy. But when you think he's not doing nothing, he's doing something. He knows the playbook like the back of his hand. I'm proud of him.
Outside guys, you cross-training any of those outside guys inside?
Yes, sir, we are. You know, in our offense, you got to – first off, in our offense, you got to know everything. The expectation from Coach Rod is if you're outside, you should know outside. If you're inside, you should know outside. You should know what the running back is doing, what the tight end is doing, because at any point, he should have the ability to move you, and you should know what to do right then. That's the expectation. So those outside guys do come over. You know, Cam, Justin Smith Brown, those guys, J Mack, who's with Coach there, they've been coming in and getting some work as well. But that's the expectation. At any point, any of those guys should be able to come inside and know what to do. And the same thing for my guys to go outside.
Well, I guess to play fast, you have to, right?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
And that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So.
Following up on that, there's a perception that slot receivers, smaller, twitchier, faster, outside guys bigger, more physical, get down the field. Is that true? And especially in this offense, I feel like, you know, those kind of things are off the board.
You know, I think you know, overall in the game, you kind of want a bigger body outside. I get that, but I think in our offense, in the way, again, I haven't been a part of a full game with Coach Rod, but just from seeing him work at practice and the scrimmages, as fast as we go with the tempo, it's not going to make a difference. It shouldn't, because they still got to adjust off us. They don't know what we're doing. We're the only people in the stadium that knows what we're doing. So at any point, we should use that as our advantage. So the body size shouldn't matter. Just go get open, just run full speed. If you play hard and run full speed and give maximum effort, I don't know how could that not be in your favor.
Why do you call him Man?
Honestly, I think that's from him back home. So he was called. The moment I got here, everybody was calling him Man Man. It's just been Man Man. The whole team called him that. He's great.
Talking to Preston Fox the other day, and he mentioned something. He said the one adjustment from inside receivers, the ball gets on you a lot quicker. Do you factor that in when you look at your guys and determine, okay, this guy's a better slot receiver than maybe an outside receiver? Or does that even matter?
Not really, because my big thing is you just got to run off the ball, get to your spot. Run off the ball. To me, it's no excuse. Like, you know, if it's a 5-yard route, yeah, you're inside. It could, obviously, because of the distance, it could get to you faster. But if you run off the ball and that speed you got, the expectation is for you to get there and turn your head. And that's our expectation in our room. That's the standard. And if a ball hits your hands, don't matter. That's our, you know, Coach White was telling me earlier today. He was like, that's on us, Coach Lowe. I said, Pat, nah, we're a receiver. That ball hit our hands. I was always taught you got to catch it. So.
Logan, you did not overlap with Rich at all at Ole Miss, right?
So I was there for probably like
A couple days.
like a day or two. So it was that's why it was funny. So it was that January, I believe, he got there, and I had just got the job to Liberty with Coach Freeze probably like 3 days before he got there. And so I remember meeting him for like 30 minutes, if that. And then the next day I talked to him again, but nothing. It was just in the passing. So we really didn't talk like that. But I remember meeting him again at the Alabama High School Coaches Association in Montgomery, and listening to him speak there, and I was like, man, he's good.
Just thinking like one day maybe.
Well, I've always wanted to work with him because I'll tell you when. I'll never forget it. It was what's the saying? If you can't beat them, join them. I was at Liberty. He was at ULM. And Coach Alley, and a lot of guys on staff, and that was the game. We was favored by all these points with Malik Willis, Demario Douglas, and ULM beat us. And it was like we was favored by like 30-something points. I was like, man, there's something up with them. It was something up with them. Like, why are they outplaying us? Like, it was no way they should have. And I remember calling Coach Garrett. I'm like, man, y'all like. He was like, man, look, we was just had this mindset. We was gonna out physical y'all, play harder than y'all, and we did. And I was like, y'all definitely did. And I always just wondered, like, man, what is he doing over there? And then I've always, obviously, from the last school I was at, the head coach there, he always spoke highly of him. So, you always kept, every year he brung him up. So it was like, man, what are they doing? What are they doing? I remember studying, when he was at Ole Miss, studying a concept he had, and we tried to run it for like a week at practice, and we just couldn't master it. So I've always wanted to, in a sense.
The offensive coaches that you've been around in your career.
Say that again.
The offensive coaches you've been around in your career, from Malzahn to Freeze to Rodriguez.
Well, I didn't work with Coach Malzahn. I've only been with Coach prior to now. Most of my career, I've only been with Coach Freeze, and I was with Coach Luke and Longo for a year. So I've been with some great offensive coaches, I would say, all different, but all great and all well respected in our league and around our peers. All do great things. I mean, when I got here, my first practice, I was just like, whoa. Like, this one is a little different. Like, I'm excited to see how he calls the game. Now I'm going to have to be on my P's and Q's as fast as he goes. Like, I ain't never seen nothing like it, so we got to get going.
You mentioned hearing so much and being around him a few. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was in the NFL for a few months helping out with Coach Jefferson there, but it wasn't too long of a stint. I was there for about doing training camp a little bit, and then Coach Luke at Ole Miss had called me back, wanted me to come back and work with recruiting that year. And I felt like that was the best decision because I was volunteering in Miami making no money, and then when you get a job to go get something, I got to afford a burger somehow.
Has there been any surprises now that you actually are working with Coach Rod, because you knew of him and went against him, but you talked to some of the other coaches and they even said they were surprised by certain things now that they're with him. They're with him before.
My biggest surprise is, like, when he first yelled at me the first time, I was like, man, this guy's going to be mad at me all day. Like, seriously, I don't know. Like, I mean, he's going to be mad at me all day. But really, he's not. It's when he gets off that field, he leaves it there, and then we get in the meeting room, he wants to get it fixed, but it's never personal with him. So I was like, man, he's going to get mad at me all day. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow for him to fix it. I was just overthinking it as a young coach, but nah, he just, the standard, get it fixed, cool, let's go to the next play. That's how he is, and that was a surprise to me. But, I mean, I love it. It makes you as a coach get better every day.
Do you already kind of think that you're a hard-edge guy, you're a Rich Rod guy? Some people get labeled as a certain, type of coach. Like,
I would think so. I think I was born with the hard edge. That's what I was telling my guys yesterday. Like, you guys got to – I was talking to yesterday night in our meeting. I was like, all you guys got to look in the mirror and find out what hard edge mean to you. Like, to me, a hard edge is no matter situation or circumstance, we don't fold. We play at our standard. The standard's the standard, and we don't fold. It can be fourth quarter, we down by 10. The standard's the standard. We don't fold to that circumstance, and that goes into life. And I think that's what resonates too with kids, like, you got to be able to tell them your personal experiences. Like, I told them, like, hey, guys, we're going to have to play with this hard edge during the season, during the games. But also, when you go into life, you got to have that hard edge too. And I think that's what resonates to them. I share a story of my personal life, and that's – so, yes, I mean, sorry for rambling, but, yes, I believe I got that hard edge. I think I was born with it.